Roustabout.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse. I'm back in Austin, Texas with Jordan Macdonald.
Yes, sir.
It's a hot, sunny day. I don't know what you would call
In
this in Fahrenheit. What would this be in Fahrenheit, Jordan?
I think it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 78 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
I'm learning Celsius. I don't know what that is in Celsius, though.
This is the guy who made the JRE sign, which
had kind of seen the similar like design aspect of it. It makes sense.
and there's that giant cock I was telling you about. I told you were the only one who had didn't have one. Speaking of what's happened over the last 6 months?
Went on a world tour from England to Scotland to Sweden to Germany to the Netherlands to Belgium, back to Germany, back to the Netherlands, Spain, England again, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, and Tanzania, East Africa.
Worst travel day.
Yeah.
What was the worst travel day?
Worst travel day was taking the bus from the Netherlands to Spain, because I had a 3-hour stop in Paris, and it was rainy, and it was like,
How many hours on the bus?
oh shit. Going from Amsterdam to Paris, that was probably 13 hours. Then a 3-hour layover in the middle of the night, and it's raining, so you can't even enjoy a little aspect of Paris. And then it was another like 11, 12 hours from Paris to Barcelona.
And there's points on these trips because you're arriving at strange times to save $1.
Yeah.
And you get to some places where you come through the door from whatever place you were just at, and you're looking around like, if I had to walk, I wouldn't even know what direction to go in.
The layovers in like the small like French towns, or I also had like some small stops in random German towns where you go into the gas station and nobody speaks English at all, and you're just like, I need some chips that I don't know the brands of. I don't know what kind of drink this is. I can't read anything on the labels.
Oh yeah, you know how many times I've come home with groceries and my friends laughed at me because I thought it was cheese.
Yeah.
It's never cheese.
Yeah.
I stare at the cart and I'm like, what word? Look,
that was like German
soap. I bought a box of
stores.
soap.
Yeah. I think I'm buying water. I'm like, this is not water. I don't know what the fuck this is. Yeah, it feels like a blur though. It feels like a weird fever dream that I didn't even exist in, but I was. I'll look back at videos and be like, oh, what the fuck? I was naked in the Mediterranean Sea. When the fuck did that happen? Yeah, lots of cerebral, out-of-body type feelings.
Well, I just smoked a fatty earlier.
Yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop into the donut shop over here and see what the donuts taste like. It is, yeah.
Somehow back in Austin for the time being. I'm already ready to leave again though.
I know. I think it's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Until you run out of mobility, like really.
Yeah.
Like it comes down to that move it or lose it.
Yeah.
Like how gray is your ass and legs now?
Oh, bro.
Just from this
Impeccable.
a shoulder bag.
All the walking,
Taut.
and I made sure I walked in a lot of like places.
All
I got
right.
stoned and walked 7 miles along.
Here you go. Do you want to sit in and step into my office for a minute?
Like we do. Close.
Oh my God. I have to say, I'm still adjusting. I've been indoors like for weeks.
Yeah.
Working on a little screenplay.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned something to you about it going in Belgium or something like
Yeah.
that. But the direct sunlight and my vampiric nightlife, it's like I'm taking a beating right now. Like I don't know you can't relate, but it's tough for me out here in the sun.
Man, I just left Africa. I was getting a lot of sun. more sun than I've ever had in my life out there. The sun hits different in Africa. My nostrils were burning when I stepped off the plane from like the air out there. I was like, yo, what am I drinking right now?
Yeah, no, there's different. I think, look, the plants, where I think the oxygen's produced, there's a lot of foreign, like, how many pieces of fruit did you have to look at and go, I've never even heard of this?
Yeah. Pretty much everything.
Grenadilla.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of grenadilla, and I drank a liter of that juice every day because I felt like
I didn't know you can make passion fruit juice. I didn't even know what a passion fruit looked like. And I was just passion fruits everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, just the fact that, you know, a whole pineapple costs 30 cents, whereas like you buy a pineapple here, it's going to cost you $8 and it's not even that good. It's just a different. Where I was eating jackfruit for breakfast.
Avocados always blow. Avocado
the size
and
of your head.
Yeah, and tomatoes. I'm like, oh, that's like caveman style produce.
Yeah.
Like,
just the fact that the avocados were like literally, I was like, that's not an avocado. These things were like huge.
Yeah, and then the nuts also. Yeah, so they're like grapefruit size.
Yeah. The avocados, watching people climb trees to get coconuts, like they're like African Spider-Man. Like,
any near-death experiences? Do snakes, spiders, tigers?
No, but I did see like a millipede that was, you know, like this long, had the orange legs.
Yeah.
Millions.
Those
of legs.
always go in your ear and lay eggs.
Yeah, no. I saw a huge one just outside of my hotel in Tanzania. And it looked like a dinosaur. Like it looked like something straight from Jurassic Park. No, not any. I saw a bunch of monkeys in Africa.
Which are, look.
Saw cows just kind of casually walking along the beach.
I don't fuck with any of those fucking things.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. You can see the guy get his scalp ripped off.
Yeah.
At a park.
I did see a man walking a monkey on his shoulder though, like.
That
chilling.
guy
like,
is divorced.
Yeah. That guy has AIDS, maybe. I don't know.
So that's cool.
Because it was a wild monkey. It was definitely a wild monkey that he just had caught and was walking up the street on his shoulder. And he was barefoot too. Lots of bare feet in Zanzibar. Like not a lot of shoes. That was Zanzibar was the biggest culture shock.
It's probably a way to jack up your immune system too.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, but what do you're riddled with parasites. I can't even imagine what kind of internal.
I got food poisoning in Zanzibar after being there for 3 days. I ate some. I would never eat a shawarma wrap in Africa ever again. That I was puking for like a day straight. Yeah, it took me like 2 or 3 days to recover.
That's a big problem. Also, traveling. As simple as the tap water can really fuck up your body.
Yeah.
The oxygen, the pressure.
Well, everywhere I went, I like looked online if the tap water was safe to use or not. And the tap water in Tanzania was not safe to use. They're like, don't even brush your teeth with it. Yeah, get a separate bottle of water and do that.
Yeah, which is wild when you see how much resources that are around.
Yeah.
And they can't get the sewer problem right.
Yeah, and like the Wi-Fi in Tanzania was the worst Wi-Fi ever. You can't.
I remember that in Durban. I'm like, is this dial-up?
And that was their high-speed internet. And there's not a connection for anything. I couldn't work on anything like
$50 for 3.5 hours is when I was there, you know. And it was the hotel, and they said we got some of the best Wi-Fi in this area.
Yeah.
And it's slow as.
Oh yeah.
You know. Is anything, but yeah, you do run in. Look, as simple as just you ever try and do laundry.
Yeah,
it's almost impossible. You need a guide.
I got lucky in Dar es Salaam. They had
You go to countries where they have Muslim women and others to do the laundry.
Yeah.
Is that right? The only places you hang out? I ain't washing my own shit.
Honestly, it would be easy to get it done. It's super simple to get it done. And you just pull out the U.S. passport, and the women flop. They're like, "Oh, this is my ticket out. You're my ticket out."
Canada, the opposite.
They run away.
They're like, "Oh,
don't give me that weak ass dollar. Don't give me that weak ass passport. We don't want it."
We're taking. We'll pass on healthcare for freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember. I don't know if I'd reached out to you or you had messaged me once you'd gotten to Scotland. And,
Yeah.
I didn't know how far you had planned. What did you have planned? A trip to London, and that was
I
kind of it?
was supposed to come back to the States September 30th. I called you while I was in Edinburgh. You pretty much were like, fuck it, you got out. Stay out.
Yeah.
All right. And then you're like, you want to come to Sweden? I was like, yeah, fuck it. So then I canceled my flight because the day I went to Sweden was the day I was supposed to fly back to America. Okay. And then canceled that flight.
Let's pause at Sweden, and we'll be right back after these messages.
A message from our sponsors. Now, people coming at me out here.
Yeah, it's weird, right? You can sit around and listen to everyone plan their attack.
Yeah.
And suffer from atrophy.
Yeah.
You can literally starve to death planning your escape. And I know, like, it's a very domino effect, like you said earlier when we were talking about. You only had a kind of a 3-week plan that turned into 6 months. So to go from halfway through your trip to Scotland to know that you're going to London, but now you're also going 10 days. I'm homeless.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of the beauty of it, though. That's the type of shit where if I'm in that type of situation, I'm like, all right, I gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
I can't just.
But yeah, you get a cup of coffee, you turn on your phone, and you Google comedy. Barcelona Comedy Festival's on. I'll just go do 3 days in Finland and then spend a month in Spain.
And really, like, my intentions with everywhere I went after I figured out I'm not coming back to America when I was supposed to. I just wanted to plant seeds. Yeah. Like in all those cities. And now I have seeds planted across essentially the fucking world. And I can go back to so many places now, make more money, do bigger sets, bigger shows, have little fan bases in random European countries and stuff like that, and people want to come and see more.
What you're going to do in 6 months would take you 6 years in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
With none of the stories.
None of the
sights.
None of the,
So,
none of the food.
You show up in Sweden. Now, let me guess. We did 2 cities. We did Uppsala.
Yeah. I wasn't there for the Uppsala show. I was just there for the Stockholm show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stockholm, which was great.
Yeah.
Didn't you make out with a mature woman and
no? She tried to we did
Big Ben.
Big Ben, yeah,
in Stockholm.
And the old Swedish lady with that was sitting in the front row. I turned her on. I definitely got her horned up.
No, and I don't think she was playing. I thought you were trying to be friendly and funny, where she wanted some dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when in Rome.
Hey,
she was like 600 though. She was. I don't mind older women, but she was a little too old.
But she was fit. Sweden's like MILF capital of Europe.
Yeah. But all those Northern European women are like 6'2". They're all too tall for me.
You don't 6'2".
I've knocked down trees before, but
I get it, but is it more of a what do you call it? A fetish opposed to a reality?
6'2" women?
Yeah, like a giant bitch.
Yeah, that's more of a fetish than reality.
You're not going to introduce her to your mother, is what I'm getting.
No. Look at this tall ass tree that I'm with.
Yeah, you're literally pulling an elephant around on a rope and go, look what I fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was I had to turn down a lot of crazy, especially in Germany.
That's part of the discipline.
Like primal and like about it in Germany. They were
they all smell like spray paint and bubble gum.
They all hang out at the sex clubs where they're having sex with animals.
Oh yeah.
And if you're not wearing a thong and nothing else, like you can't get into this club.
Oh, strict policies. Strict policies. In fact, it's like they'll say No You, Yes You, know that old Studio 54 stuff.
Yeah.
You just can't be weird. You have to be something more than weird.
Yeah. And their idea of weird is a whole different. It's like the whole Keith Austin weird thing.
Oh,
That's like nothing.
Not even close.
Out there, it's just like, yo, weird. Let's get as fucking strange as possible.
they don't even call it weird. You know what they call it? Being German. You fucking weirdos. Oh yeah. Never, ever. Like, for people that are also known for their pornography,
Yeah.
the Germans have got a terrible reputation for
Yeah, they're
fucking
also,
animals and poops.
But they're also for it to be such a strange culture, they're very sensitive about so much stuff too.
I also heard that.
Yeah, I would call them the N-word, and they would look at me like I'm the spawn of Satan.
Is there laws in place that would that has left them post Second War that were in place?
They just walk around with so much white guilt out there.
Really?
It's
That's great
It's
for you.
carried on from like generation to generation.
Isn't that wild? Where you have none of that here.
Yeah, no white guilt. Bunch of white
See?
pride out here.
Isn't it weird how your chemistry in your body changes because of the climate that you're in?
Yeah.
By the
yeah.
people?
The water is, hitting different. Like, my issue with Berlin, I wanted to love Berlin. I had been there before, and I was there for 4 days. I wasn't doing comedy out there, but I loved it. But then being out there for a month and it's the saddest white people I've ever met in my life. Like, they're just, because they walk around with generational guilt for the fucked up things they've done historically to people, and they still walk around feeling guilty about it.
Yeah, if you did something bad, that everybody saw in the paper for a bunch of years in the
that they
30s.
teach in schools across the world.
And then you weren't in the movie, but your grandfather directed it, or
his uncle was a producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was.
Dude, I don't mean to brag, but I cannot tell you how good it feels to be white. And that's it.
Yeah.
No. Canadian.
It's a privileged life. It's a great life to be white.
But it just comes down to look, whatever. Don't hang out with assholes no matter what beach you're on. You know what I mean? But
the Germans, they feel guilty about being white. It's like, don't feel guilty about being white. Feel guilty for being a white devil. There's a difference.
Do you? This is weird. Is there something wrong with me that I put myself in situations where I am the visual minority times a million? That I'm constantly trying to put myself into literally the other side of the planet.
I feel like that's a good thing. It gives you more cultural awareness to that's why the black community loves you, Jason. You're good. You're one of the good whites. You're one of the good ones. You literally are invited to the cookout. We can bring you around.
I'll tell you, I used to be a huge bigot, but then I started to smell the food. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they're on to something.
Started smelling the food and the women. You're like, wait, there's something different. They're extra moisturized out here.
No, I was just especially growing up, I think my turbulent childhood, as far as my mother moving us around, I went to about, maybe 5 or 6 public schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was constantly being uprooted and transplanted.
Different environments a lot.
I think that in the very traumatic turned into I'm a great traveler.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't great travelers.
No.
You see, I don't know if this is just an American thing, but I saw a bunch of just mean-ass American people in different places that were just being rude to people and fucking talking down at people at restaurants and stuff. And it's like, yo, they speak Swahili here. Chill out, fucking Brenda.
Yeah, and the only time they get the practice is when you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the time they practice.
No, they would desperately.
They didn't prep for it. There's no Duolingo on the way over here.
And it's cool to kind of have people flock to you to kind of practice their English.
Yeah.
later in the night, the more drunk they are, they're gonna have a stab at it. Yeah. Oh, hilarious. Yeah, Sweden was good. That's where me and Kyle took the bus.
That was a damn good time. Y'all took the bus from Sweden to Copenhagen, right?
Yeah.
I took the train from Sweden to Berlin.
All
It was
pretty
like
close.
16 hours. But all the train seats were beds. So I literally just laid out and slept the whole time.
And you've got internet and good food. It's not movie theater prices, but it's edible.
Yeah.
They do hot food too, don't they?
Yeah, they do hot food all night.
All night.
Yeah, you get a coffee, tea.
Yeah.
Everything you need.
And a fold out 3/4 of a bed.
Yeah. It was comfortable.
And the bathroom's 6 feet from your face.
And it was like $46, which you can't get a train anywhere in the United States for $46 at all. It's gonna
even in Canada.
500.
I'm like, you've got this sprawling railroad, but no one can afford to take anything on it. I think with all these planes falling out of the sky, you might want to put some more tracks down. I'll take my limit as far as, I don't like any, look, if you're doing a cross-country road trip is one thing, but I don't like to be in a car for more than 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then after 8 hours on a flight, I start to get a little stir crazy.
You get fucking delusional.
Yeah. And you start looking, well, these are the people that I'm with for this duration. And we're all breathing and farting in the same tube.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting pink eye. You know what I do before I go to the airport? 6 chocolate bars and a dozen pickled eggs.
Yeah, and just to make it miserable for everybody.
And then some pickled pig's feet.
If I'm gonna be miserable, everybody's being miserable.
Everybody's. You see that meme that's going around with the Indian guy? Whoever's farting, stops farting. It smells terrible, please. And there, people are cut and paste the audio with every airport interaction. Please stop farting. It smells really bad.
When I went to Africa, I went from Dubai to Tanzania, and that was my first time being at the airport and getting on the airplane where there was only 2 white people and everybody else was just African, and they all kind of looked scared. They had a deer in the headlights type look to them and stuff. They looked threatened. They were like, oh my God.
What is the black experience in comparison from a guy from America to over there? Like you said, you get on the bus, you're the fucking foreigner.
Yeah. It was weird being the foreigner.
Just on haircuts alone.
Yeah. You
look like
I had an accent
space.
to them. They were like, whoa, what is this, dude?
What was some of the dumbest shit? Because look, ignorance has no color.
Yeah.
But what's some of the dumb shit that some of the African people asked you that you were kind of like, really? I thought.
Like they'd ask me like, oh, you're from Texas. Like, did you ride a horse to school? And I'm like, no, that does not exist.
With a straight face?
That does not exist. But in Africa, they were like, you're not American, you're African, which I thought was really like an interesting thing. They were like, no, like you're African. And then they were telling me in Zanzibar.
No way. How does that feel? You got your
empowering, dog.
You got your passport pulled, and you said they can get a hug from a big fat lady, and she says, "Welcome home."
Yeah, pretty much. And
I'm crying.
Yeah, dude. It was nuts. And then like in Zanzibar, the locals were telling me when Black Americans come, we make sure to take extra good care of them so they come back. They're like, the white people will charge extra for stuff, we don't really care, we just want their money, but they're like, specifically when there's Black Americans in Zanzibar, we make sure to treat them extra well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they feel wanted. They're like, because like y'all are wanted in your own country, so we want y'all to feel at home and feel. Because out there, that was not American.
What happened to Whitney Houston did? You remember that when she went there and she said this? Oh, you never remember that? She shows up in Johannesburg, fucking on one.
Yeah.
Saying that this is her country now, and she's doing all this raw Africa stuff, and she's like, go home. Everyone's like, get out of here, you crazy American slob.
They just that might be a South African thing. Because it's more, I guess, mixed out there.
What do you think of the black lady in India who won't leave because she got catfish?
Oh, wait, she got, what's that?
So this black American woman goes to India on hopes to meet her husband, and it's all a scam. And she's like, I'm not leaving without some dick.
Without some Indian dick. Shout out to the Indian scammer.
Woo! Yeah, that's the difference. If there's any cultural difference, a white girl would have gone home.
Yeah. The black woman's going to make sure she gets hers. Yo, I came out here for something. I'm leaving with something.
That's crazy.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
That is crazy. that is nature.
I'm leaving with something. Well, you know.
A white girl would have been in a fucking golf cart on the way to the airport.
Or a white girl would have gotten kidnapped and become like, you know, mainstream news in America. And then they would have been on a manhunt for this girl. They'd had to call up Liam Neeson.
Do you think it was a money thing, or you just think it was a case of a broken heart?
More so, it probably a mix of both, but like 80-20, 80% money, 20% broken heart.
Yeah, she probably gave up her savings and her apartment and her job.
Yeah, the dude probably promised a lot of stuff, you know, probably was like, hey, I'll take care of you, queen. I'll make sure you never have to work a single day in your life again. And she probably, you know, sent him some type of compensation for like a trade-off, and then just got fucked over, which I get it, you know, but don't go across the seas for love.
Who demands not to leave? And do you know this guy's deal? He's out here all the time, and he's just rapping to himself. But yeah, he's got a whole routine he does on the island, but he's clearly going through some beats and rhyming at the same time.
I've realized Austin feels like a sitcom to me. Like, there's just so many characters out here that are TV characters. Like this dude.
Yeah, he's not homeless.
Purple baseball pants. Got the Apple Beats on, a blue microphone. And it looks like he's in silent rap. Audible rap.
Sandy's is like excellent.
I think Sandy's is one of the oldest burger joints in Austin.
I think it's got some sort of protected property business thing here because of it's so old.
Yeah. You know, people have definitely offered millions for that lot, so they can build up more shit than what the city doesn't need.
You know what I tell you, I do enjoy is the dry and the heat, because you know how many days on your trip where you just felt cold on the inside and wet on the outside.
Man. When I went back to London at the end of November before I went to Istanbul, because I left London like right at the end of September, so summer was ending. The sun was still out, you know, by 6 p.m. But then it was getting dark by 4 p.m.
Yeah.
It was just a bitter cold. It wasn't. You would step outside to smoke and not even enjoy stepping outside to smoke because the cold just hits you differently. I hated that second round in London. I'm not built for the winter. And then like feeling the humidity in Tanzania, that hit different too, because I mean I lived in Houston during the summer and it's humid as fuck out there, but that humidity in Africa was just way different.
Oh, different for sure. But would you take August in Texas or the hottest month of the year in Africa?
Because of the tropical fruit, I would take Africa.
I know, fuck. It's amazing what fresh fruit.
The tropical fruit.
I think there's something inside of us internally that, like, if there's a mango tree, things are going to be fine.
Yeah, no.
That's why I always judge. I never wanted to live in a place that couldn't grow an orange.
Yeah, it does hit different when you're eating a mango like fresh off the tree. You know, you're just like, oh man, this is refreshing. Feels good.
In all places, Germany being sensitive. How was the food?
The food in Germany was cool.
Minus the sickness, right? Isn't that where you got the bad kebab?
Zanzibar is where I got the bad.
Fuck.
Got food poisoning. Coming out both ends, you know, shitting and throwing up uncontrollably.
Mexico City. As soon as my foot hit the ground off the airplane, I shit my pants. It was insane. I'm like, I haven't even touched my mouth. Yo, it was crazy. It went right from like, because I prepped my body. I'm gonna eat clean.
Yeah.
and digestible things to kind of try and steer away from the diarrhea. Fucking went.
Honestly, my favorite stuff to eat in Europe was the pastries.
Oh, oh really?
Bro.
Look at this. I'm embarrassed. That's why I'm shooting like this.
Dog.
I got old Gunther down here.
Every place I went to in Europe, I would make sure to find the little grocery stores, the LIDL,
Fresh.
and go and get the pastries. That was my favorite thing to do while I was going through the European countries.
I just look at the prettiest ones on the shelf because I can't tell fruit from these fucking nuts, or they grind this
Their
thing and
pastries
it's
just hit different.
Yeah, it's
over there. They got that shit down.
no bloat.
Yeah.
Now, if you eat 60 fucking Danishes, you get old sourdough sow. Yeah, did you have any fitness regimens? Or like poverty's a great way to lose weight.
Yeah. I walked everywhere. I would walk miles and miles because I think that's a good way to see the cities, but also like I was writing jokes while I was walking and stuff just from like seeing wild shit in the street.
That's I always say that you solve the problems on a walk, but you make your decisions in the shower.
Yeah.
I have a steaming hot shower and try and unpack my fucking brain enough to kind of go, all these fantasies that I've had now, I can formulate them in kind of, well, how long do I got to live?
Yeah.
And then go back from that.
Yeah, it was just so many things happening at once. Every 2 weeks I was in a culture shock, you know?
Yeah, consider yourself lucky that you've come up with the fucking smart. Can you imagine doing that without a smartphone?
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. Not fucking at all.
With just text messaging and phone calls with no internet.
And no maps.
You're fucked.
Yeah,
how many gigs?
Got me fucking...
And you know nothing's in a straight line.
Nope. And even, like in Barcelona, somebody tried to rob me in Barcelona. That was
like hands on you?
Yeah. And I'm smoking outside of, this random dude. I was standing in the alley, like right outside the comedy club I was performing.
Really?
Comedy clubhouse. Just sitting there smoking, and this guy walks up. As soon as he walked up, I was like, man, this dude's up to fucking no good. I can just tell.
Yeah.
And he was switching between Spanish and English. And I saw him like eyeing, trying to put his arm around me and walk his foot around my foot.
Yeah.
And dance. And then he took his other hand and hit my chest and tried to grab my chain.
Yeah.
And it snapped on him. He didn't grab it, but it's a $9 fake gold chain.
Exactly. More principle than anything.
Yeah. But once it's broke, he just kind of looked at me, shrugged his shoulders, and was like, and walked off. Like he just does this every night. I failed on this one.
It's his Tourette's, chain snatching.
But then it's like, Barcelona's so beautiful. I wasn't even upset about the fact I almost got robbed. It's like, man, this place is dope.
Yeah.
I got hash.
Yeah.
I got hash and good chicken. I'm good.
Best marijuana products.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Because they don't have dispensaries. They have clubs, and you buy a club membership, and then you just kind of go in and do your thing. But I had hash straight from Morocco, and it was just like
sticks to your finger.
Oh my god.
I've only been home for like weeks, and I'm scratching my head, going, I gotta get out.
Yeah.
Once you get the pirate's life under you, you know what? You start looking in the mirror, and weeks down the road, you'll be somewhere, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I should get a fucking parrot.
Yeah.
That would look cool right here, and then you go to it, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I think I look cool without a leg.
Parrot guy, yeah.
You go pirate.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a civilian again. I like being a foreigner.
No, you just come back from Vietnam and you're all badged out.
Yeah.
And everyone's coming up to you. They're not spitting on you, but they're either harboring jealousy, which I'm sure you've got reads off of people that were like, you? Come on, man.
Yeah, well, man.
We started out together. Why are you angry at me?
Man, there was one situation. I did a show at Roscoe's, and I'm not going to name any names, but the comic didn't even know that I was gone out the country performing. I'm talking to another friend about like the trip. He's asking me about it. They hear, they're like, they come and make a beeline towards me, sit next to me, pull their phone out. They're like, hey, who can you connect me with? Like, in Tanzania, kid. And I was like, oh, they don't book white people out there. I don't know. It was like, I've never had a conversation with you ever before. You hear that.
Isn't it weird? And it's funny because they have no aspirations other than bragging rights.
Yeah.
They have no curiosity. They had everything, all the tools that you fucking have had.
Yeah.
Was 2 books and an internet connection. Like you were getting bookings off your cause. They didn't even know if you were fucking funny.
I lied to get into some places too.
As you do.
I was like, yeah, I can do it in an hour.
Yeah, I told you, lied.
Then I got hired for an hour, and I was like, fuck, I got to do an hour now.
Yeah.
And then I did the hour. I was like, oh wait, I can actually do an hour. But I had initially lied to a lot of people to book me because then my thinking was also because I did my first hour in Istanbul, and my thinking was, well, if this doesn't go well, I'm in Istanbul, Turkey. Nobody's gonna remember this. You know, this isn't gonna follow me and haunt me for the rest of my life. But now I got a pretty decent fan base in Istanbul, which is,
hey, I might be talking out of my ass right now, but you know what I think the next move is?
I have to listen to what your seeds are because I never would have thought of Africa had it not been for you.
I think this might be the next move. I would give it 2 tries. Your own talk show in Istanbul.
Man, see.
Now it could be also Tanzania.
Yeah.
Whatever the major city is in those 2 countries would be places you could pull a Tom Rhodes. Tom Rhodes had his own talk show in Amsterdam.
Yeah. See, any place that just like wants me there.
You would be a great talk show host, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be great. And you know what? You get someone's gonna make those suits for you that you want.
Yes.
The print stuff. The back of the shelf. Too expensive.
I need the flares. I need my chest hair out.
All of it.
Oh yeah.
You do a full-on walking on the ceiling video reenactment with some piano wire and some pulleys.
In Tanzania, like everybody literally was like, "Are you Lionel Richie?" I had people like following me to places. My girl told me that there's a Lionel Richie looking ass dude out here. I had to come and see for myself.
That's wild.
What the fuck? Yeah.
That's wild. Best nightlife.
Best nightlife? Oh shit. Turkey's nightlife was fun.
Okay.
Surprisingly, yeah. They're wild out there. They party differently. Their nightlife was a lot of fun. It's a lot of... But you gotta watch, because like, women will rob you out there.
Yeah.
They will try to rob you.
No, as you noticed, women are different.
Yeah.
There's some chick, I got my hand cut on a date by a girl from Philly. She slashed my hand with a knife because she liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the type of women you need. Yeah, in Istanbul, the nightlife was a lot of fun. Not good weed out there, though.
Okay.
Shitty weed, yeah. A lot of places had pretty shit weed. Barcelona's nightlife was cool. It was a little too mainstreamish, I guess, for me. The nightlife in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania was cool too, though, because it was like, oh man, I'm looking at the Indian Ocean right now. You know, there's a bunch of gorgeous African women just everywhere, and no BBLs. You know, it's all natural.
Yeah, and you know what's fun too is when you see people just generally smiling. And you're like, what's the reason behind that? It's like they're just the disposition.
The amount
the general
of
populace is kind of upbeat.
Anxious, stricken people outside of America is crazy.
Yeah. Go in any Starbucks. Looks like a fucking assisted suicide convention.
Yeah.
Come in for my speed.
From the people like
I'm right in the line.
Too. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
It seems like people are just genuinely more happier because it's not as hard to make a fucking living in a lot of places.
That is the thing.
Yeah, it's like people are fucking sacrificing their entire existence out here in America just to fucking make a living off of something.
Have someone else raise their kids if they're lucky. It's not good. You got Canada pulling out all the maple syrup in America. What the fuck, man? Come on, guys.
This country is crumbling.
You can't fuck around when you're landlocked. I don't understand why people just think that you're gonna Look how high the sky is. Where do you stop the fence?
Yeah.
You
Foundation is
fucking
crumbling.
idiots.
And now I'm like, man, I haven't even been back more than a week and already got pulled over by the cops. And I was in the passenger seat, and they came and questioned me, took my ID and all that. Like, fuck. I did not have to worry about this shit at all.
No.
Where I just was
Bad.
like, bro.
Isn't that crazy? You were literally home for days, and a fucking it's out of a movie and any cop show you ever seen.
And like, I'm in the passenger seat too. Why are y'all questioning me?
I thought you were driving.
No, I wasn't driving. That's the even worse part. I'm not driving. They make me roll down my window. They're like, ID, what are you doing? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I live here. I'm from here.
We're at the drive-thru at Taco Bell. What do you want from us?
What the fuck? Yeah, that was like a weird culture shock.
Makes you sad when you're from here.
Yeah.
And you're getting treated like an outsider.
Yeah. It's like, yo, what the hell? 'Cause I didn't have to do, bro. I got treated so good pretty much everywhere I went. Like, I didn't have to deal with any weird shit like that.
No, it's that face you probably made when you got on the plane. There were all the African people.
Yeah.
You said there was only one white dude?
Yeah, there's two. It was a white couple.
Yeah, and he's got 6 half-black kids. That white guy. There's 6 of them.
And he's about to adopt a new one, you know?
Yeah, he's going to pick up 2 more because his wife's complaining that she's got not enough to do.
They're probably German and feel guilty and want to help out minorities as best they can.
Those dogs, they almost look like there's a guy inside a costume, right?
Like they're just gonna stand up and take off the fucking helmet.
Zip. I fooled you fuckers. Yeah. Hilarious. No, it's a fun thing to you can't afford to miss any flights.
No.
Any trains. You learn how to be early.
Yeah, like extra early.
2 hours, 3 hours.
At the bus station. I was just so excited to get out of Berlin because I hated it. I showed up to the like 12 hours before my bus took off. I was like, I just need to be. I can't do the city anymore. Like, it was driving me crazy. I saw a bunch of crazy shit in Berlin. It was nothing but like Africans trying to sell me shitty weed. But they were speaking German, so
extra aggressive.
But Berlin makes no sense because they have legal weed across the entire country, but you can't just go to a dispensary and get weed. You have to find somebody still that's illegally selling it. But then, like, I've never seen Africans speaking German. That freaked my brain out.
First of all, and look, if you're buying dope from a black guy who speaks German, there's no gray area. There's no. Can I get you back next week?
No. It's an
you don't want to be beaten by a black man while he's yelling a German hate speech into your face. That's like trauma.
Yeah,
no, that's great. No, it's so you're scheduled to head out.
I'm supposed to be going back to Scotland for the Glasgow International Festival in March.
Excellent.
And then doing London again this summer, doing the Fringe with my own show. And then working to get into that Southeast Asian market. Because now I'm just trying, now that I know that I can
with some
be
planning.
Funny, in foreign countries, I'm just trying to get to as many places as possible. Dude, I got invited to be a host for a gaming convention in Berlin next November, so I'll be out there. Just doing the rock and roll, the pirate life now.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'll be in Canada and some.
Lucy told me I should go to Canada. He was like, dude,
you do great.
Canada.
Unfortunately, the dollar's so bad, but I think probably spring next year.
Yeah.
I would maybe take a stab at it. But Kyle's got all the connects, and I can point you in the right direction too. But we'll see. You can smuggle over a barrel of American whiskey and make $1 million. Well, here we are back to square one down here on the, First Street here in Austin, Texas.
South Congress, First Street.
Jordan Macdonald.
Yes, sir, man.
10 countries in 6 months.
10
Can't
countries,
wait to get
14
out.
cities.
14 cities. Next stop, Glasgow.
Glasgow, Scotland. Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Everywhere online, social medias, Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Jordan the Unicorn, JORDAN, THEUNIXORN. Got all types of vlogs and stuff being posted all the time. Just get the numbers up for me on social media so I can make more money. Because traveling is not cheap. And the YouTube is the Jordan Macdonald Show, so that's the only difference. I post all the travel vlogs on YouTube. You can see me go from fucking everywhere. I'm there. And yeah, just doing a lot of comedy, doing a lot of rock and roll.